Hey YouTube friends and family, it's a Beard Guy, Guns and Gear. I'm pretty excited about this video, and I hope you guys are too. This is kind of a teaser video. Most of you guys, well, if you haven't seen my review slash look at the Glock 19X Canadian edition, you should go check that out now. This is a great firearm. I love this firearm. Like I said, even the box, it just makes me happy whenever I pick this up. It's like, oh, it's, I know it's FDE or NPVD, whatever you want to call it. But nobody has seen this one. So this is the fourth of my four pistols. Gen 3, I've talked about it a couple times. It's a Gen 3 Glock 17. Okay, nothing wrong with it. It's an outstanding firearm. Okay. For those Glock fanboys, there it is. And admittedly, I'm a Glock fanboy. I love the look of them. I know people call them the blocks or whatever and say that they're stuck in the 80s or 90s just because of what you get when you buy this pistol, which is what you're looking at with the crappy sights that I talked about, and I actually have here in the package, and I'll just see if we can get this on a zoom, but they're awful. Okay, yeah, so that's the rear sight, and here's the front sight. So you put the drop in the bucket. Worst idea ever by Glock. I should say that when I bought this through a company in Canada called Police Ordnance, and what they do is they give deals to military as well as any law enforcement. So you basically send them a picture of your ID and you can get a good deal on this. I think at the time, which was quite a while ago, I don't want to say how long ago because I don't remember. So it could be Alzheimer's or whatever, but it was a long time ago. And you had different options. Well, I kind of wanted the New York trigger, as it's commonly referred to as the 10 pound. So this is the 10 pound trigger that it came with, that I quickly realized was garbage. No trigger should be that hard to pull. And in fact, New York, I think, went back to the 5 pound a lot of departments because their marksmanship went from like 85% of the department down to like 60%. And I'm not positive on that. I just remember hearing that there was a big drop. So one of the first things I did with it was put the Warren tactical sights on. You can see it's, nice, clear to see front sight, and just a notch in the back, so it's really easy to pick this up even in low light conditions. It is a fantastic pistol. 17 has been out there forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And why was it called the Glock 17? Because you could have 17 rounds in the magazine. I guess the Canadian edition would be Glock 10, because we can only ever have 10 rounds in the magazine. So there it is. It has been shot, believe it or not. By looking at it, it looks brand new because I take care of my stuff, okay? I want it to last forever and ever. One of the worst things on this 17 is the trigger, and that's why when I got the 19X, I was like, wow, this trigger is amazing. So on the 17, it's just like, it kind of firms up, and then it goes to sponge a little bit, and then there's a somewhat crisp release, but it's not great. Okay, there it is. So the teaser I want to talk to you guys about. I have regrets in my life. I have a lot of regrets in my life, but one of them regarding firearms specifically is I didn't load up on handguns before the freeze in Canada came on. So right now you can't find anything, you can't import anything, and parts are non-existent. You really have to search high and low to find anything. So it got me thinking. I go to the range, I take both Glocks. Unfortunately, well, I mean, it's just a preference, but the 17 stays in its box. I rarely shoot this thing, and that's why it looks brand new. And no, I'm not selling it. I actually like the finger grooves on the grip. Not a lot of people do, but I like them. If you didn't like them, they'd be easy enough to get rid of. Or, like I said in another video, just put a Hogue over it. The texturing is not great. It's somewhere between smooth and stippled. So it's not great. The back strap is okay. They're not adjustable, but it's a dated pistol. I mean, even when the Glock came out, and I mean, you can get a Gen 5 right now, and if you put them side by side, there's slight differences, but as far as being in the year 2022, there's a lot of other pistols out there that have really stepped up their game. And when we talk about the price point on a Glock, they're $1,100, $1,200, $1,300. If you want to get a custom one from some of the bigger companies out there, you know, that has things that we're looking for right now, like the serrations at the front of the slide, good texturing on the grip. A lot of people complain about this angle here, saying that it's not fantastic, that other pistols right out of the box come with grips that you can really get onto. I've never had a problem with Glock, but I like Glock. So everybody says, well, if you don't like Glock, you'll get used to it. I like it, so it works for me. You know, it is what it is. If you got a time machine, went back and, you know, bought a new Glock, and then you went forward and you bought a new Glock, they kind of look the same. It's only now the Gen 5 that they have the actual sight cut out, which brings me on to the next one. So what I was thinking is, I want to upgrade my pistols. My eyes, I'm not even wearing my glasses right now, so everything's a little blurry close up. They're great for distance, but I'm having a problem focusing on that front sight to get a good sight picture for my shots. So one of the things that people suggest is either upgrade the sights or get a red dot. But red dots are fantastic. Okay, they're not the future of pistol shooting. They're the now. Like, everybody, if they really are serious about shooting pistols, they're putting red dots on anything they can. And 95% of the pistols that are entering the market right now are coming out with the slide cut already, ready to receive the red dot, and it just takes an adapter plate depending on what pistol what red dot you're putting on it. Another thing they complain about is the fact that, you know, like, what's up with this slide? You know, you could attach a flashlight or whatever, but it already has a Picatinny. And the trigger, as I said, this one is horrible. Apparently they wear in a little bit better. I guess I haven't put enough rounds down range, but wearing in a little bit better and being good out of the box are two different things. So help me out, guys. I want to upgrade, and I want to get a pistol that is good, accurate, fun to shoot. And this is already decently accurate and fun to shoot. So I was thinking, I'm in the same predicament as all the other Canadians out there, right? Like, I have regrets, and one of them is that I didn't pick up a Gen 5, that already had the slide cut. I put a red dot on it, it would have been easy peasy. Some other slight improvements. But how good can I make this? And that's the question, right? Like, what if I put a Timney trigger in it, or Vex trigger? What if I stippled the grip? What if I got the slide cut? Can I still get those parts? They're out there. They're hard to find, but they're out there. And then just because there's a handgun freeze right now, does that mean that they're not going to keep bringing parts in? That's what we don't know yet. And that's what a lot of companies don't know yet either. So if you're lucky enough, you can find something on the shelf, you're laughing, buy it. Buy it now, before it's gone. So through a little bit of wheeling dealing on my own part, I have a good friend of mine, and he was on exchange in the US. He had a couple of pistols. He was up in Alaska and some other places. So he had a couple of pistols, and when he was coming back to Canada, unfortunately, the ban happened almost as he was in the process of importing. So he had his RPAL, had all the stuff that he needed, and I'll do a video and I'll probably explain RPAL and PAL to my American viewers out there, but suffice to say, you need an RPAL in order to buy, purchase, and carry a pistol. Now, the only place you can take a pistol in Canada is to a shooting range or a gunsmith, and you need authority to transport from your chief firearms officer. 90% of the province, that happens to be the federal police, which is our RCMP. In Quebec, we're a little bit different. We have the Sûreté. So anyway, I managed to, and he thought of me, God bless him, I managed to secure an RMR, okay? And I'm super stoked on this because I did not pay very much. He's a very good friend of mine, and he did me a very big, solid favor. So I got this RMR, which was maybe used for 3 or 4 months, and it is awesome looking. I mean, we know the reputation that Trijicon has with the RMR. These things are amazing, and I'm not slighting any other red dot companies out there, but these things, there's a reason why a lot of military and police agencies use them, because they're robust, and they seem to stand up to a lot of torture tests. Not, as you can see, that I torture mine, but I'm stoked to have this in my possession. And he didn't tell me what color it was, so I was amazed when I brought it out of the box, and I'm like, oh my god, look at that, it's FD, it's flat dark earth. So I immediately thought, well, that should go on the Glock 19X. And I'll take out the Glock 19X, and you'll take a look at my conundrum. As I said before, it's not flat dark earth, it's kind of caramel, peanut butter, whatever. So it's almost like when you put that on it, it's almost olive green in comparison. Do I care what it looks like? No, not really. But it also got me thinking, what if? So what if, I've already got this 19X, which I love shooting, but what if I take this to a gunsmith? What if I get the slide cut? What if I get serrations up in the front? What if I throw a Timney trigger in it? What if I put a mag? What if I do the stippling? Mount that RMR on there. Now maybe we're talking. So, and I know there's a lot of you guys, Canadians especially, that are stuck in the same dilemma. We'd love to have a Gen 5, or maybe even, get a custom. Can't get it right now, and you won't get it for the foreseeable future. But what can I do with this? What can I do with this to make it better than that, or maybe at least as good? So this is my teaser. This is what I'm thinking. Originally I automatically thought that's going on the 19X. Now I'm kind of thinking, what can I do with this? How much is it going to take to make this better? I mean, this already feels like a great pistol, and it does shoot really well. But where's the limits, and what can I get in Canada? What can I source? Let me know, guys. Comment. Let me know, should I drop the 17 and just focus on the 19, or should this be a project? And I'm really counting on you guys, because sometimes I know what I'm doing, not just regarding pistols, but in life in general. Sometimes I know the direction that I'm going with this, and then other times I'll wake up and I'll say, no, this has got to go on the 19X. It's a good pistol. It's going to make it great. Am I going to take a good pistol and make it better, or I could make it great? Let me know, guys, and I'm looking forward to your responses. I try to get them as soon as I can. I do shift work in that, though, so you might have a bit of delay, but I do read every one of them, and I appreciate every one of them, and I appreciate every one of you guys. So like, subscribe if you can, follow me. I appreciate every bit of input that I'm getting from you guys. I've made a couple mistakes, and you guys have called me on it, and I appreciate that. You're gonna have a hard job breaking me down. My skin's pretty thick at this point. All right, so thanks, guys. Tune in for this is like a teaser, I guess, or part 1, but tune in for the other ones. I don't know how long it's going to take, but the videos will be released, and I'm going to give you guys exactly the prices, how much it's going to cost you, and this is a great kind of alternative for us Canadians out there that are stuck now without being able to source new firearms. We have what we have, and that's all we'll have. All right, thanks, and have a good night.